All right, we are live again with Pack 1. I've got Anthony here. Hopefully, you guys have checked out the first draft. We are 3 rounds in. We are looking at our top player who was on Katsu, and away we go. What are your takeaways from the first 3 rounds, Anthony?
Really good play to open up the first half, first 3 rounds. We saw a lot of really strong Katsu,
We did.
which our top players, top two guys, our top player finished on one Katsu,
Mm-hmm.
which was Mitch, and then
Mitch, yeah,
Patrick had a very strong Bravo build.
he did.
Now, we like to look into the top group here. Some of them are going back to what they know. We saw Kevin lean into Reinar.
We
He's in the
did.
top cut. We saw Mitch, who's a ninja player, lean into Katsu.
Yep.
We already talked about Patrick lean into Guardian. He's a
Yep.
Guardian
He's a
player.
Guardian
So,
player.
so everybody went with what's familiar, and they were able to draft strong. Um, we did see an interesting collection of overall spread. It was more spread than we thought. We did call it correctly with no Dorinthia
Yeah.
in the first table.
Yeah.
So a strategy here, I think, you kind of read the field after the first cut.
For sure.
You've seen some stuff. You see what people are doing. People are kind of playing into their strengths. Again, I think the strategy here, for me, would be see what it gives to you.
Yeah. For sure.
And let it come to you. So take generics, slow, don't overreach. Look for 3 blocks, fundamental play, um, and you're looking for things that can be consistent across multiple classes. Blue pitches, strength 6 cards, things that give you choices through the second and the third pack. Committing late is probably better than having to make a reach early.
For sure.
So that's my thoughts. What are you thinking when you're looking at the top cut? You've made it through, a little more fatigued. What are you thinking?
Yeah. I mean,
By
I
the way, he
think
just went ninja. It looked like he just flashed us.
he did. Looks like that was a red surging strike, I believe.
Mhm.
So, it's interesting. I mean, there's definitely something to be said, and I kind of like this format where you draft twice, and you just mentioned fatigue. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Mitch played Ninja first round. It looks like he's grabbing some strong Ninja cards now. But as fatigue sets in, do you go back to what you're used to? Will we see Kevin play Reinar again? Will we see some of our guys like Martin, who's a big Dorinthia player, go into Dorinthia because now, it's starting? Or are the picks going to be totally different? Mitch is
So,
really zooming in there with the
so
Whelming
yeah.
Gust Wave.
So Mitch really going to his core, right?
Yeah.
Two of his first 3 cards are all ninja.
Yep.
Looking at, we have some of the Dark Omen guys. I wonder if they're going to stay. Alex made the cut playing Dorinthia.
Mm-hmm.
Does he stay there or does he switch?
Right.
Brian made the cut playing Kansu. Does he stay there or does he switch? Familiarity. I don't know what those guys are going to do pick wise, but clearly Mitch is going with what he's comfortable with. Top
Right.
player, exoed the first 3 rounds, staying with what works for him, and aggressive early. So I don't know. I worry about that strategy. Ninja out of the gate. You could still say, hey, look, I'm going to go into Ninja. They got to be really good Ninja cards. Now I see he's grabbing some of the red
Yeah.
attacks. That's where he's going. But I think you got to look for some of the razor reflexes.
There's a Razor Reflex
Yeah,
right there.
that's where
Nice
it is.
blue one.
There it is.
Very
Almost
nice.
like I planned it.
Almost like you planned it. That's why we've got expert commentary here.
So, and then you start to read the table, right? This is
Sure.
probably the easiest set to sort of read what's going on. You and I picked it apart pretty good.
For sure.
Coming around, you can see what's coming to you. He's going quick because he's got a pretty strong strategy. He's a good player. He's familiar with what he's drafting.
Yep.
And my guess is he's still getting wheeled multiple ninja cards. He might be the only guy.
And it's one thing if, whoever's across from him is drafting Ninja too. Like, he would see that stuff dry up real good. Hope Merchant. Very interesting.
With all those ninja cards.
I mean, he knows he's not going to get a Hope Merchant. He's not going to get a Mask of Momentum. So having a Hope Merchant to really, maybe that's, I don't have a 0 cost. I need to get some Kadachis going. I'm going to ship these 2 cards. We'll see them later.
Interesting card. This is what I like about this game a lot is that there are cards that maybe don't see enough play in constructed format, but that's a card that actually is very live and limited.
Very much so.
It gets you out of a bet. Look at I didn't draw attacks.
Interesting.
So Mitch keeping it spicy right now.
That's a Raging Onslaught after that pack had a Whelming Gust Wave and a Head Jab. Now, I'm no expert ninja player, but I think a lot of the starting ones, the leg tap and the head jab, seem really strong picks. He might be testing. If that head jab makes it all the way around,
Yeah, if that wheel's, you're gonna look
That's a
for it.
strong signal.
If I know that I'm gonna try to go ninja, I'm looking for 0+ pitches,
Hmm.
right? And you want things that have stock go again, which I'm surprised he detached on this. So he's we could be we could be seeing some very savvy drafting right here to say, hey, look, let me see what wheels, right?
Correct.
If this comes around, he already got a decent collection of some ninja cards.
He did.
Raging Onslaught, solid pick,
Yep.
2 pitch, 3 block,
Yeah.
right? Strike 6. So he could be looking for it. Maybe he gets a cross straps, right?
For sure.
To be able to, or he gets an iron good gauntlet, right?
Yep.
So he's got it guaranteed in his pocket at any point.
Will he pass on that nimbleism?
Yeah, I think to me, Nimbleism's the pick here.
Potion of Strength is a 0-cost blue.
0 cost blue, it's not terrible. I would still go Nimbleism, which is also a 0 cost 2 pitch.
For sure.
Yeah, that's the pick.
And yellow, that's 2 Kodachis.
Mm-hmm.
Value.
Yes, yes.
So what's interesting is that, like, we just saw him pick a Reckless Onslaught. The quicker the generics dry up, the quicker you kind of push people into their classes.
Yes.
So there's some strategy there too. There's another Razor Reflex, and we have a lot. Ooh, leg tap.
Another 0 cost pitch.
Zero.
Zero
Well,
cost
leg
ninja.
tap is 1, right? Head jab is 0.
Was that
leg
I
tap,
thought
I think, is 1.
Was it
Yeah.
knee thrust? I'm sorry.
No. So yeah, knee thrust is a very strong card. I
Yeah.
have not seen one of those yet.
There was another Razor in there though, wasn't there?
There was. Now it was blue, so that was a pit. That was a pass. And we do have somebody to Mitch's right at the head of the table, and then we've got Kevin right across the street there.
Yeah.
There it is. There's another leg tap. That's 2 leg taps in a row.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably feeling really good about the fact that he's getting.
So
Is
that
a third one? Is that a red one?
Wow.
So he just went. No. What's he gonna do?
0. So he's got.
Oh, he's looking at a 4 attack for 3. Yeah,
that seems like the right pick.
Yeah.
Because you need those combo starters.
But he considered it. That we talked about savvy drafting. He looked at it and said, "This is a strong card." Now we know he's got a nimbleism, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And nimble strike is just screaming at him. Or does he try to cut somebody up? Nope.
No,
We're going nimbleism.
I'm not into. How do you feel about hate drafting? That's not my style. But
it depends. So when we get.
Yeah,
oh wow. There's a signal. That blue surging strike made it all the way around. Yeah. Just go again, straight up. Tearing a pack on. There's your hate drafting right there.
That's
right?
a hate drafting.
It's a hate drafting. That's the only pick you have.
It would have been gangster if he just tore it right on camera. We don't encourage hate on a card.
So look at his first pick, which we missed, was a singing steel blade.
I think that was a pick for the binder.
Yeah, that was a binder pick, or that was a quick hey, let's see what comes.
But
savvy drafting, he didn't force it. He didn't say I'm gonna play the super hell or high water.
No.
And he saw the stuff that he needed. Let's see how things change going right.
And the table cooperated.
For sure. And that could be a little bit of luck,
Listen, it's always.
Oh, we got a red scar for Scar right off the bat. I mean,
to me, that's the obvious one.
How does he pass that up? Let's say we got an overpower in there. We got a very nice piece of equipment. There's a pummel there.
You see, Scar for Scar is just so good in this format.
It's so. Oh my gosh!
It allows you to take a little bit of damage early, right?
Oh yeah.
To your own benefit. Puts a lot of pressure on their opponent. It's a 0 cost. He could pitch it, turn on that.
There's a lot of 7 attacks in this. You could block 6, take that 1. Now you got Scar for Scar on.
Correct.
Fantastic. Goliath Gauntlet, Shunt. Ooh, a Fluster Fist. And then a leg tap. How many head jabs does he have, though?
I don't know. Fluster Fist seems like. See, the thing is,
red surging.
See, here's my concern with that pick, though, right? If the 2 costs go again, you got a 1. I might have gone with the Fluster Fist because what you could do, and this is the thought as a Katsu player, you could pitch off his ability, discard, right? And you don't have to close the combo.
Scales,
huge,
no-brainer.
Huge.
Wow.
Right? As a Katsu player, you pull that every time you see it.
Absolutely.
The first time to get it, because that's a game ender in a lot of cases.
Oh yeah.
But
constant threat.
But to me, to go back to the point of, you don't have to necessarily complete the combo chain. You could just get a really good strong attack.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and so the Fluster Fist fits that, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you hit those, if you hit those breakpoints, if it's a generic card, a ninja card, whatever it is,
and it's got combo, so it still hits off the equipment that you're
correct,
right?
Yep.
So again, the way efficiency fills what you're trying to do with the deck and allows you all the tech to get through and to trigger your end game.
Yep.
Right.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this really, because it seemed like he was getting all the reads right coming left. So how will things change right? And will we be able to see who? There's a razor on top. There's a snatch as well, and a whelming gust wave.
See, I like
and open the center.
See, I like snatch here, but
he's taking the razor. And some of that is reading the table too, because Mitch is very much a Kodachi. Oh, Razor the Kodachi. He gets in his chip damage when he wants to because you don't expect it.
Yeah, I think especially this format, every one you poke through
Mm-hmm.
is a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Because Ninja's just trying to get to that low
So do you
life
take the
total.
unmovable air? I was gonna
Yeah,
say I saw it on top, and I'm
that's
like,
not bad.
I think there's, and you're noticing they're not wheeling a lot of defense reactions,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which means this group,
They're
they all,
grabbing
yeah,
generics. They're grabbing good stuff.
that's why they rose to the top cut of the
Yep.
event, right? Because they're taking this up. They know the value of the long game, particularly Patrick, very strong,
Yep.
defensive minded player, plays a long game, set up, block, reaction.
Ooh, that's the first rising knee thrust, I
Yeah,
think, and it's red.
yep, it's a big one.
Very interesting. Now, it's very interesting to think. Was there any point? So, like to Mitch's left here, is anyone thinking like, "Ooh, Ninja's pretty open," you know? And then obviously it dries up, but just like we saw,
What's the latest you could pivot in your mind?
the latest halfway through pack two.
That's it.
Halfway through
Well,
pack
that Gus
two.
wave.
That's it.
So has he gotten much head jabs? I haven't seen him.
He hasn't. I think he got one.
Yeah.
I think he got one, but he's more of a leg tapper. So that rising knee thrust was huge, but he could also be telling himself like Ninja seems pretty open. I can grab head jabs pack three.
Yeah.
You know, I might grab two of them. The Whelmings are big because he did grab a lot of surging strikes.
Yeah.
I also think
play, but yeah,
it is. I also think when drafting, you know, obviously good players are good players, but when drafting, sometimes I kind of read the table and go like, wow, this guy's picking really quick.
yes,
So it's either obvious
yes,
or it's so open that you're just like, yep, yep, yep. Just like when we saw in the last draft. Like,
yeah.
if you pivoted the Warrior, oh, Overpower? Yeah, sure. You don't have to think.
Yeah, you can tell too, especially if you're playing your local meta. If
Yeah.
you see the guys that you know that consistently play the same stuff, they're picking really fast. You could put them on pretty quickly what they're probably pulling because
Right.
they know what they want and they're seeing it come across. So there's
an open center right there.
Yeah.
But
But
again,
not a lot. It's going
yeah,
back to leg tap.
not
So
bad.
smart pick if he goes this way because he knows what he's got, right?
Right.
He's saying, look, I can't go down the head jab path because I haven't taken enough of the starters.
Right.
So
And I mean, not for nothing, but I didn't count how many cards he had there. But that open might come back.
it could.
You know, because if somebody decides to pivot and they go, you know what, it seems like I'm seeing a lot of ninja cards. You don't want a handful of opens. You know, if you don't have any starters. So
What I'm looking for is seeing what's ending up in his hand. What are we not seeing? He's seeing a lot of ninja. What else is in there? That's because
I saw a lot. I saw a lot of Reinar. At least the first one. You know, the first pass going left. I saw a lot of Reinar, and I don't think I see a lot of it now. I see a lot of Guardian.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe that somebody right to Mitch's left is on Reinar.
Mitch is pacing really quickly. That's why we're not seeing him do here much. That's because he's very comfortable with what he's picking. He's
Right.
comfortable with Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how he wants to play it, and he's getting the cards.
Yep.
Right. He's having to pick almost every time of two, sometimes three really quality choices.
Yep. I mean, look at this. Here we go. Fluster Fist and a Razor.
He likes razors, huh? That's his
He really does. That's his jam. Because he loves doing the Kadachi for one, make you get comfortable. And now it's Kadachi for one. Ooh, Razor the second one.
Kadachi for four. Yeah.
Kadachi for four.
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen some of his matches, and people lose on that.
Yeah.
Because they're expecting the.
Just ask Kevin.
Yeah, just ask Kevin. We saw it on stream, top table. Oh, that's huge.
That's
and a red one.
Second red one.
He is passing a nimble strike, though. He is passing a nimble strike.
I think that's the right choice, though.
It is,
especially
absolutely.
with how hard he's leaned into leg taps.
Absolutely.
See, I'm seeing a lot of brute.
Yeah, still.
Late.
Now he's hate drafting.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So now he's thinking. So this is interesting because this is outside your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
Which card does that brute player want to see? Which card does?
You're taking the blue guardian if you took it.
Absolutely.
Or you're taking probably the blue brute second because the blue guardian's more important than the blue brute.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going blue guardian.
Look at that yellow surging
with all the whelmings he's got. Yeah.
Wow.
I honestly wouldn't have gone that way.
Interesting.
Ooh, Scour.
Yeah.
See, I don't hate that.
I don't.
I don't. I mean, it was a pretty obvious pick, but I don't. That's a playable card.
Yep.
Demolition gets ends up in the trash, but that's okay.
Scour is a zero cost.
Yes.
You know, turns on that Kadachi.
And it lets you set up. Right?
Absolutely.
People kind of don't forget. They kind of forget that. You know. So I think
he's on like 3 razors now.
He might have enough right now. It almost doesn't matter what he does with third pack.
Yeah.
He's pretty well set up.
Yeah. So now he's looking for those missing pieces. Maybe he's grabbing equipment really high.
Correct. Maybe trying to complete the end of a sequence on combo, right? Some other stuff.
Because it might be actually detrimental now if he starts thinking like, oh, I need some head jabs. Like he might just want to really lean into that surging leg tap line. Yeah.
I would maybe hope for some flick flacks, maybe.
Oh, that is a big miss. Yeah.
He hasn't even seen one. I don't think. See, I might. We got
just saw a sink. A pummel. Ooh. Strong cards
Another
there. He
leg
saw
tap.
the leg tap.
Yeah,
Oh, he
you know what?
wasn't. Oh, red
It's a
sync.
red sync. I
Come
think that's
on.
the right choice.
Absolutely.
You know, because he doesn't need more offense right now. He's got
No,
plenty.
no. If he out of this pack, and he's got two people who aren't in Ninja that are gonna be passing him. If he can get a Flick Flack and that red sync, he's got a very strong deck. We might be seeing him on a top table in a little bit here.
I would agree. He's off to a very good start.
There's a blackout kick.
Blackout kick is probably. See, I might go blackout kick here. Is it a,
Yeah,
that's
as a
a
top
red.
end.
It's a red, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
That's 7 that you can search. But there's a rising knee thrust in there.
Yeah.
Always taking it.
You got it. I think
there
that's
we
the
go.
right choice.
Because that rising will probably come back.
It will. Yeah, it will.
And that's got to be a good feeling when you're drafting. Is that like, oh, nobody else is in it. We're going.
You
This
start
way.
seeing stuff wheel in pack 2. And at the end of pack 1, you're like, let me test this out. And I don't know if he was actually thinking this way, but once he saw it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. When he saw that yellow surging strike come back at like 3 picks left, I mean, you got to think something because somebody didn't even hate draft you.
Yeah.
You know.
And he's still outpacing everybody. Here we go.
Is he surging? We got a pummel. We got another scar. There's a Goliath there. Is he? Is he gonna Goliath a surging strike?
Well, I mean, what's the downside?
I think he's gonna grab another surging strike. There's a scar, but it's
blue. The blue surging. Does he have enough 0 pitches?
Ooh,
that's a hate draft. that's a hate draft.
Is Kevin
Kevin
at his pub?
I'm mad for Kevin right now. I'm no longer rooting for you, Mitch.
Oh man, that's great.
But that's stuff you could do when you're that far ahead, right?
That's the thing. When you get 2 packs uncontested, like, yeah, I don't want to play against this. I don't want this red overpower to hit me in the face.
Correct.
You know?
So you could start to disrupt the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's really not even next level. That's really
right.
We're really third level.
Somebody who's having a more difficult time drafting or taking playables, if you got somebody going against you, now all of a sudden you're thinking, did somebody just pivot into my class?
Yeah.
And no, the guy who's got his deck right next to you is just hate drafting you.
Yep. Strategically.
Yeah. I see a scar. Is that red? It's yellow. It's good enough.
It wasn't a strong pack for him. I don't think I couldn't see it all, but
he was a head jab in it.
If anything, he's hurting for right now is some defensive tech. I think he did take an unmovable at some point.
He did. He took the red one. He took a red one. So he's got a red one and a red sync.
I would love a Flick Flack if I was him right now.
Yeah. And I mean, we're getting right around to where we're gonna start wheeling. So these last 2 packs, you might see one. Because I don't know if anyone would. Oh, there's a leg tap. That's a red one. Man, if it's gonna be Kadachi leg tap every turn.
Well, the only thing I'm worried about though, how many 0 pitches are we seeing?
Not a lot.
Yeah, that's the only hole.
Which I liked that scour pick as weak as a card as it might be, but that might be where his head needs to be. Is like, okay, well maybe I am taking a blue head jab because that's my zeros.
Yeah, because the pitches I think he's got good on resources. Another sink down there.
With an energy potion and a whelming.
See, the blue sink might make sense because the 0 pitch is for 3 and it's still a sink.
Yeah, it's a good filter card. That energy potion isn't bad either. He's taking the whelming gust wave. I mean, you have to. It's red. He's got surging strikes.
He is. He's leaned into it hard.
Yeah.
Cost curve becoming an issue at this point. But he's gonna have. He's. There's another. I think
another surging. Yeah. Oh gosh, red surgings. We're gonna make him a shirt. That's his jam right there.
Mitch,
I mean, 5 go again.
Strike.
Doesn't need to hit. Kadachi surging strike is fine.
It is.
Wow.
He's gonna have some offensive power.
This is looking spicy. So big red
another
wounded blow and another blackout.
Wow.
Is he gonna take the rising?
See, I would go the rising knee thrust here.
Yeah, he might be counting like how many did I think I grabbed? Because now when you see
he's got 1 blackout kick. I think he's only because I think
not
that's
a
the right
bad
choice.
pick.
Plus the 0 cost pitch.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too about it. Because you're not going to get to that point too often to get the third
correct
leg in.
That's
probably enough.
And if you go Kadachi leg tap rising wounded blow, there's their 0 cost
0 cost 3 pitch
and a block 3.
Very
Fantastic.
very savvy pick.
Yeah.
Late, knows what he's missing.
Yep.
Really good pick.
Yeah, didn't even really have to think about that one.
Correct.
That was good.
So that to me now those last 2 picks mean the Kadachis are probably more alive than they were 2 picks ago.
Absolutely.
Which is really important to that deck, as you know. Sigil's not
Blue
bad there.
Sigil.
I don't hate
Turns
that.
on Kadachi.
Yeah, it does. This might save you late.
Save you late.
Rising Knee Thrust probably the pick here, but
and there's another wounding blow there, yellow. You might see that as Kadachi twice. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's grabbing the wounding blow, and it's a block 3. I don't mind.
Over the yellow knee thrust. Also block 3.
Now, does it block 3 or does it block 2? We're thinking about it.
To the Googles.
To the Googs. And another surging strike. My boy likes the surging strikes.
He does. I mean,
And it's a blue one. Now he's okay. Now he's looking because now it's a head jab, which he might not even want to play. But it's red, so we'll take
it's
it.
a free go again.
It's a free go.
Uh, it is a 3 block.
It's a 3 block.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So it's the starters, and he just took the fluster fist. Wow. So he has a fluster fist in there. And a wounding. Oh, so it's meant to be.
Yeah,
There we
you got.
go.
I mean, honestly, that just for the pitch value, those 2 cards alone
That's
are huge.
free Kadachi. Fantastic.
That
Boom.
it would have been awesome way to end it. Spike it.
Yeah.
So
And that's it. He's clearly going brute.
he hate drafted Kevin specifically. What a jerk.
All right, guys. I hope you can see kind of some of that pool right there, but I guarantee you'll be seeing it at Top Table very shortly. Please